So briefly, we're going to go over the monitor and some of the information you will see on it. More importantly, what I would like to cover is the calibrations and some of the sensors that are critical to those calibrations. So this is the main screen that you will be seeing. It'll give you the standard information that you would see on your older balers, your 2170s or 2270s with the C1000. This is just like those virtual terminals, other than you can put this on another implement that is not AGCO specific. So it'll give you the information or screen that a New Holland baler would give if it were on their monitor, but this would just be a standalone monitor for that. On this particular monitor, you're going to see the same information that you would see on those other monitors. You have your PTO speed, your oil pressure, PTO speed again, and you can change those. Anything with a triangle there, you can change it. Bale count. This is your flake total for the current bale, and then also the bale that's being currently made, and then your flake count in relationship to your plunger strokes. And then on this side, you're going to see your load readings per flake or per stroke, and then you can also change that information based off of your field conditions and what the crop that you're baling. So for the most part, people are running between 270 and 240, and you just pick the setting you would like. On this screen, it is a little bit more user-friendly. You can clearly see that it's a touch screen. You can see error codes where your ejectors are at. You can also see that your tandem axle, if that's a setting or a configuration that you have on your baler, you can see if they're locked or unlocked. But on this system, you can also see that this is new right here, and that's to show you your bale length, and that is something that you can adjust as well as you go through the field. But before you make those adjustments, you want to make sure it's calibrated. You have your tool setting, so you can see your electrical information and see voltages. You have a variety of information that you can see from different sensors. The ones that you're going to be looking at, your star wheel and your needle home switch, those are some of the ones you'd look at often. So here we're back into our home screen, and if you get lost into that home screen, just go back into your ISO bus there. You can just slide over and find that information. So we have our tools, we have our hydraulic information, so if you wanted to release your chamber and then also eject your bale, when the PTO is spinning, this would light up. You'd have to be at a minimum of 600 RPMs. You can hit that and then begin the process of the bale ejection and then ejecting the bales. The bale chute, it is not necessary to go through this process. You just need to make sure that your pickup is in the up position with active hydraulics, and you can lower the bale chute. Then you have your bale information. You can come in here and manually increase and decrease your pressures. Here you can see this is a manual knotter cycle. So if you have a minimum of 8 flakes on your count here, that icon will light up and you can tie that bale off and then eject. Sometimes it'll populate here as well. And then that's the icon that you'll need to go into auto or manual mode to increase and decrease your density. This is for your lights. You can customize that, turn them on, off from here or from the back of the baler, but you can customize which lights turn on based off of your work mode. This screen essentially is one of 3 screens that you can custom make. It's this screen, but you can custom make it to fit whatever information you want to see. If you wanted to get really fancy, you can come in here and choose some of the information that you would love to see and not have to change screens, and it'll populate right there on the left hand side. And then that icon there is your settings, and that'll give you the information that you would need as far as knot or lube, how many bales you want to make before, yes, bales you want to make per actuation of the lube system. And then miles per hour of the machine. This information here is for a more advanced setting if that's something you're interested in, where the baler is being utilized to control the tractor. It'll increase speed, it decrease speed, and once again, lights. This is where you can change those settings. If you decide you don't like that, you can just hit your factory reset, and then it'll change it back to factory, and then you can start over. If you wanted to manually actuate your lube system, it would be that icon there. A lot of you guys don't like to hear the audible beeping. You can come in here and turn it off, so every time it decides to lube and you don't want to hear that, you can just turn it off. Same with tying a knot. So that's some of the basic information on this new screen. For error codes, if you do have an error code, it'll populate there at the bottom, and it'll tell you what the active one is, and then saved error codes if you have any. Some of the most common error codes you're going to see, and we'll go into it a little bit, is left load sensor fault, and right load sensor fault, and then needle home sensor fault. We can discuss those at a different time and what to look for. The icon we're going to mostly focus on is our calibration, and it's this icon here. It's what you're going to want to press. So currently we have our plunger calibrated and our needles are calibrated in the home position. This one is a in the field calibration. So when you click on it, you're going to want to go through it with the book, the operator's manual, to better understand it. But ultimately it's asking you how many bales did you make. You tell it, okay, I made 3 bales, and then it'll take you to the next step, and it'll ask you to go measure that last tight bale, and then from that point you will continue to input more information that it's asking for, so that you can get a correct reading of your bale length, as well as the correct timing and calibration of the bale length sensor. The needle sensor is basically asking you if it's in the home position, and if it is, then you say yes, and that's all you really need to do. The plunger is going to be the same way. So it's going to ask you to turn the flywheel, put it in the home position. The home position is it being all the way to the front, and that is the home position. And if it's in the home position, say yes. And those two are pretty simple. The reason I wanted to discuss these two is if you make any changes to the needles or to the plunger, you want to assure that you recalibrate so that it knows where it's at. And that pretty well covers the monitor and some of the features that are within it.